That's one of the struggles. Women are freer now than 40, 50, 60 years ago. There's more opportunity, but we are still not good enough to be considered autonomous beings. Our soft hands that sew, cook, play piano, and hold children are not calloused enough. We have to work like men to be taken seriously, or else we're taken advantage of. Our anger is unacceptable, and if we express it, we are either psycho or on our cycle, and so we repress it. And we repress it until it takes a form of anxiety or depression. We sit still and look pretty as we bite down on our aggression and don't question the hurt, and to lessen the sting, we try to find our worth in material things. With hope, we observe the magazines and commercials on TV to find something that will make us feel like we're something. Fashion is ever changing. Once we go blonde, dark hair is the new thing. Once we get used to our curves, thin is in, and all the different women we have been has buried the true thing. Young girls are turning into the dolls they used to play with. Women are cutting into the bodies they used to be okay with. Afraid we are not good enough for the men that we lay with. We convince ourselves that there's something better they're going to find. Yet we condition them to love with their eyes. And there is no boundary line, just go online. How many women are competing with their minds? We complain that we are only seen as sexual beings, but look at how sexual we are being. We claim there is no respect, but we don't object enough to casual sex. We reject that little voice inside saying not yet, because it sure gets lonely sometimes without a king in our king size.
It's called Trust Me. Who do you ultimately trust? Is it only God? Are you the one who has a shallow facade? That is, who trusts you and with what? When it comes down to it, do you have someone you can put your trust in? Or do people think you'll betray them that trust the minute you aren't looking? Do you have someone you feel safe with, not counting God, that is? If you know someone you can trust explicitly, then you have a true friend. Do you not agree? The words "trust me" have often been portrayed suspiciously. If there are any doubts, then you must mistrust that one to some degree. There's usually a basis for trust or mistrust. Honesty is a must. Are you suspicious of everyone, perhaps borderlining on paranoia? Well, don't raise your hands. As a general rhetorical question. Truths are sometimes obvious, although evidentiary truths are hard to prove in a court of law. Like poetry, wordsmith speaks from their point of view, and that's not all. Not always based on cold facts, but nice-sounding syllables. But my social poetry is often inspired by first-hand experience, not by third-party gullibles. Although the names are changed to protect the innocent, or maybe even the guilty, expressions not water-soluble etched permanently upon my heart. My poetic wordplay gets its inspiration on evidentiary truths experienced in the first person, not based upon related hearsay. I was there, so to speak. I recall the good, the ugly, and the bad of the week, not W-E-E-K, W-E-A-K. I never paint portrait over old portraits. I brush only new strokes.
Floor of the Montserrat, her perch above tourists, counting bald spots, spewing atramental saliva, pigeon poop, it lands where she wants it. The polo lapel of smarmy red jowl. She gets excited when they slump curse in foreign languages, beatify the way light is, draftless, Stygian, space. She tried to be a statue, impossibly. Her numb pupils demanding she would cry blood, and tourists think she is a miracle now, paralyzed by cameras. She feels children's fingers cross her brow and tastes the Michelangelo incense. She can see rosaries exhausted of their Hail Marys, rocks the color of gypsum sky, whacking her ankles. She runs from the corner where she first licked Judas, fell in love with the way silver glinted off his skin beard, the coolness of every camel's underbelly.